Ruth Coppinger TD. Just come from a meeting that was held with Simon Harris, the Health Minister, who met TDs to discuss the government's announcement last night and the advice of the Attorney General and other issues. The main issue that I raised was the timing of the referendum. We still don't actually have a date, which I think is unfortunate, and I think things could be moving a lot faster. The plan is to bring the referendum bill to the government and into the Dáil on the 6th and then on the 8th of March. Now obviously 8th of March is International Women's Day, and I think it's going to be absolutely vital that the entire pro-choice movement mobilises on that day to, force the pace and to reach out and make sure that we get the referendum passed. I asked the Minister, why not bring that? Why is it taking from the 30th of January till the 6th of March to introduce the first stage of that bill? It just seems like an unnecessary delay, and there's huge concern among students and young people that the referendum may be delayed and go into June. It's vital in terms of exams and also people being away, that it's held around the same time as the marriage equality referendum was on the 23rd of May a couple of years ago. So I asked the Minister to bring that forward so we could ensure the timing's adhered to, and I think people should lobby the government about that. I think the other issue now is that we have seen the most emotive and scare tactics resorted to by some in the anti-choice, anti-abortion movement, with pictures, things like using Down syndrome, euthanasia and all sorts of extraneous arguments. I think we need a fact-based referendum where these people are challenged on their facts and where we focus the issues onto the myriad reasons why women have abortions, which is often due to age, due to their lack of support in their family, just not being able to cope with having a child. Whatever the reason is, that should be within the agency of the pregnant person themselves. And I think they've lost the argument on that, so they're resorting to these more shock tactics. What I would also appeal to young people is to get involved. We saw last night Simon Coveney, the Taoiseach of this country, is not going to support the proposal for abortion to be provided up to 12 weeks on request. He'll support a referendum, but he'll go no further than that. We're seeing here the inherent conservatism of a huge section of the Irish establishment coming out. They don't have a great track record on women's rights, and it is going to be absolutely vital that we mobilise and activate a huge number of people, particularly young people, in order to get this referendum passed. We certainly can't rely on the politicians and the Dáil to do that. We need to go into every school, every college, every workplace, have discussions with people about why this change is needed, about how it's about women's rights. It links in with the global movement that's taken place for equality, for justice. And I would appeal to people to get involved with Rosa's campaign. There's a stall this Saturday in Henry Street, and further plans will be announced by Rosa.